Mic check, mic check. Are we live?
We are
You're
live.
live.
Wow. I feel like we've been not on the whole month, and actually,
Right.
that's kind of true. Welcome back, everybody. Stand by.
The ongoing series about the life of the people touched by the love of the Pacific. Here are their stories. This is Highway 54.
Hello. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Happy
Happy
Sunday.
Hey, what's up? Sunday.
Happy Father's Day.
Wow. A happy Father's Day to you too, and to Eric, and to all the fathers out there. Also, happy Juneteenth.
Yeah,
Is that today too, right? Juneteenth,
That
the
is
same
today.
thing.
sure is.
Yeah. We are having dinner here, I guess, with my parents. Kind of solemn Father's Day. Fortunately, the COVID has touched our family once again. Not in my household, one of my sister's households, and so summer is here quicker than it usually is for California. But yeah, it's still here at my school. So we have esthetician program and barber and Cosmo and nail, and the esthetician program is like the biggest attendee of the program, of all the programs, and they all got affected. So I would say at night, one, two, three, about almost 60 plus students. They weren't all affected, but their instructors, I guess, got COVID. And I was thinking, why? Why them? I'm thinking, you know what? Because when we're doing facials, face is right here.
Right.
It's kind of like Eric, and they're not all always wearing masks. And so Eric is in the dental field, they are 100% covered all the time. 12 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, all the time. Facials here in California, they ain't doing that.
You got people breath all in your face.
Yeah, they're coughing, whatever.
No sir.
Now I do
Like
massa-
a mask or something like that over there, or
I mean, it's really not mandated, so and you can't do a facial on a client with a mask on for them. You should have a mask. I think Carla, remember like in Asia, like it was a common courtesy to wear as a retail or restaurant or to wear a mask. Even 7-Eleven, They were wearing masks.
What is wrong with you? Why are you laughing so hard?
Hey,
Wow.
I think they should wear a dental dam.
I mean, there is a restaurant out there in Japan. They wear dental dams. The little face thing. But
If it can protect against STDs in your mouth, it can protect against COVID in your mouth too. Just a thought.
Is that what the new 40 looks like?
so I could go. The liquor store next to my house didn't have. It was closed, so I got an 805 32 ounce.
Wow.
Oh,
And I love-
it's called 30 deuce.
30 deuce.
30 deuce.
And if you don't know California, 805, guys. This is the
Mm.
beer.
Mm.
Please. You know, if
I'm
you like
going hard tonight.
it's silk milk.
That's right.
Yeah, it's almond milk because almond nut milk is not politically correct.
Well, nut,
Your nut juice.
Nut juice.
No,
Hey,
nut milk.
I mean, if you like it to go down smooth your throat, you know what I'm saying? Get that nut juice.
I mean, technically, it's not a bad word.
Oh my God.
Y'all crazy.
This guy-
And, I'm paying
So,
tribute to my dad
marketing
today,
wise,
he's paying
hey
tribute
guys,
to
have
his
you
dad.
so,
the cult? Ooh.
yeah, it's a 24.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make it happen for pops.
Right.
You left him that, right?
Well,
I
you
drunk
left
one
him
of them.
too.
yeah, Carla D3 has a whopping story, very adventurous, and we thank God that you are alive and well and not too injured. So we'll go into that because I know you have a lot to talk about. I saw your Instagram and your Texas. But D3 got I've got questions. Anthony got the some money moves, and I have one question. One of our big topics that I think all of us at one time want to know: when do you change your Facebook status in a relationship? Ooh,
Wow.
Okay, we'll come back to that. All right, D3, are we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Well, for those of you who don't actually know me, I'm a critical thinker. Sometimes I think too much, and it is what it is. I'm just accept me as I am. But one thing that I learned a long time ago was that if you really want to get to know somebody, then you can get to know them through their favorite song or maybe even their favorite movie, different things that they like. But I also noticed that you can learn a lot about a person and who their character really is from different types of food that they consider their favorite. Now, every week that we do this podcast, I try to be as transparent about my life because I'm not secretive. I'm just private. I just keep a lot of things to myself. So trust me, when it comes to my friends and my family, I know where all the bodies are kept, but you'll never get that information out of me. So today I'm gonna be a little transparent and let y'all know about an incident that I had with a type of food. A long time ago when I was living in Louisiana and I was with my my brother in Club 47, shout out to them. Times are tight. There was a time where I was actually working 3 jobs and going to school full time, and those guys they kept me up on it. So shout out to them. But in that same token, money was tight, and there's too much month at the end of the money. So got to eat, right? One time I called myself making a gourmet meal for myself because I was the only one there at the time, and I didn't have any spaghetti sauce, but I had spaghetti noodles. And I was like, you know what? If I put enough butter and black pepper on it, this is gonna be good. Oh man, this is gonna be off the chain. No, it wasn't. So then I got to thinking, I was like, what can I substitute for spaghetti sauce? There's a dry pack of sloppy Joe mix. Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be epic. This is gonna be off the chain. I'm gonna be full and I can make it through to payday. I mixed it up in there. It had no ground meat, no nothing. And let's just say that my stomach was doing cartwheels. My taste buds left for the day. And it was just like I lost all type of feeling in my face because I really couldn't taste it. And I was like, this is trash. I'll just go hungry. If I need to eat something, I'll do old school, just get a bread and sugar sandwich or something like that. So me being transparent, this is my question to y'all. What regrets do you have when it comes to your food choices? I'm D3 and I'm all in your business. I got questions.
Wow.
Are you referring to like a reaction that you have to food, like dairy or something like that, or just like something that we mix together? Because I mean,
that's completely up to you. I mean, what regrets do you have that involves any type of food? It could have been like you've been out on a date with somebody and something didn't agree with you, and you try to play it off till the date was over. I mean, it could be anything, but food has to be one of the components of the conversation.
I've had, I think, yeah, I think we had the conversation one time where, man, you know, you're in your 20s and you fucking just spent your money and you have enough for gas,
Right.
and maybe some lunch meals, and you'd be hungry at night. I don't know if I had any regrets. Trust me, I've had some spam and rice, and I'm good. You know, spam, rice, and a fried egg. I'm good to go. I'll do that lunch, dinner. Yeah. I'll cook a steak, cut that in half, you know, with rice and a banana. Ramen for days. Ramen is what, less than what, 30 cents a package. And you put that on top of rice. You said spaghetti with sloppy Joe.
Sloppy Joe mix. It wasn't no meat in it. It was just
the mix. Oh, no meat.
No, it was no meat. It was just a sloppy Joe powder mix out of the pack.
Because I've never heard of the sloppy Joe mix. I just
it was
remember
horrible.
the sandwich in the can.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
The mix, that
it wouldn't.
sounds like trash.
It sounded like it would make sense with sloppy Joe with the ground beef and spaghetti. I mean, that would work, I guess. But just the mix,
horrible. The mix. Then you put warm water in it to make it like spaghetti sauce. Oh no.
Yeah.
Totally different set of herbs and spices. No, bro. Don't even do that to yourself.
I don't know. I've never had regrets. I just know, like, I made poor choices in my money and partying, so I got to eat what I got to eat, or I find out when's the next party, or someone, or hey Anthony, what you doing for dinner? You cooking? So, no, I never had any regrets or any food. I've had bad food.
Yeah.
Food poisoning, but that's not because of I couldn't eat anything, you know.
Yeah. Or you were younger and you stayed over somebody's house, or you were spending the night or whatever, and you see the Raisin Bran or whatever, and a couple of the raisins got legs on them.
If you hungry and you're at your whites and your Euro American's friend's house, and you saw macaroni, you hungry, macaroni with raisins, you eat it?
No.
Macaroni with raisins.
Who does that?
Yeah, I plugged them raisins.
I think you caught the thing where he just said if the Raisin Bran had legs, if the raisins had legs on it.
Right. It was usually
the raisins
emotional, damn it.
I've had food poisoning. That's not good.
Yeah. That's the reason why I don't eat ginger snaps now. It's because of they look too like, you know, roaches. Just gonna say it.
Ginger snaps?
Not the ginger snaps. What do they call it? Ginger. It was some type of cereal with the frog on it.
Oh, Diggum Smacks. Yeah.
Oh, Diggums.
Yeah, those. Yeah.
No, those were good.
They might be good, but I mean, they just look. It brings me back to memories, and I was like, yeah, I can't tell the difference. So
I had a friend who said, "Floyd, do you get ever tired of eating rice?"
No, I don't.
I mean, I don't eat rice with burgers, but doesn't mean I don't get tired, because why? And I had a friend who ate cereal every day. When I say every day, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, she ate cereal.
She was grown?
She was a teenager, man, at the time. She said that she thought that rice looked like ant eggs, which kind of do, but
eggs?
Ant eggs. That's why she don't eat rice.
Let's see what ant eggs look like. I don't even know.
If that's the case, then ant eggs, right?
Oh yeah, they do. I just looked it up. Yeah, it does.
It does. It does. It
That's
does.
kind of a reach.
It does.
That's kind of a
Close
reach.
to maggots almost. They look very similar.
Alonzo, spam. Cut up the spam with ramen noodles. Add egg. You can scramble the egg, or you can just put the egg in there and let it cook. Tell you the best. Add a little lemon.
But spam was
Fucking
big,
hors
and spam was really big in Japan, though.
Yeah, spam with your like an omelet. The hand, cut it up.
Yeah, it's
Spam McMuffin. You can,
I ain't mad at spam. See, spam ain't bad, but
Yeah.
once you start doing extracurricular stuff with Scrapple, okay.
what's extracurricular with Scrapple?
I've heard of people taking Scrapple and trying to use it like spam. So they chopping it up and putting it in, like you said, noodles and rice and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that too.
yeah.
I mean, no.
The consistency is not the same.
but
No.
if you hungry, you know, and you need
Mm-mm.
some kind of meat. How much is a can of spam these days? You can make that last a long ass time.
But that's if you want to buy the name brand. If you want to get something other than spam, you can get Treat, which is the same thing, but just a different name.
Oh,
Cheap.
okay. Yeah.
I'm not doing that either.
Yeah. And the sodium content is through the roof, but hey, safety lasts when you're broke.
Yes.
We were broke, but my food choice was that I used to go out and be adventurous in Japan with, I don't know if you remember Bob from University of Maryland.
Yeah.
Anyway, I used to go out and be adventurous with him, and we went to this one place and we had fugu, which is puffer fish, but
Mhm.
we also had a side of horse meat, raw horse meat. That shit was gross on all types of levels, and he used like horseradish and ginger.
Horseradish on horse
Yes,
meat.
Wow.
That was not cooked.
it was not cooked; it was raw horse meat
Horse meat.
in
Yeah.
Japan.
It's
Yeah,
an it's an acquired taste. I wouldn't be hungry for it, but
Did you
I
try
tasted
it?
it. I tried it one time.
It's disgusting. What
Yeah.
what the fuck? Did you try the
Yeah.
monkey brains too?
No. Anaconda? Yes.
Mm.
Anaconda, ostrich meat. I've tried
That's
that.
kind of like what the story that our brother told us, PJ, about when he was in Afghanistan. We talked about was it
Cat poop coffee.
cat poop coffee?
Oh
You
yeah.
heard about that?
Oh,
right?
the musket rat, something like that. The musket rat.
Oh no, it's
No.
different. That's muskrat or
That's
Nutri-Rat.
muskrat.
Yeah.
No, this is cat poop coffee. It's coffee, cat poop coffee. Look it up.
It was on a movie. It was
And it's like $30 to $100 cup,
Cat
and the cups are small.
Poop.
Coffee.
yeah, Kopi
Coffee.
Lawak.
How hard up you got to be for something to drink for you to actually come up with that? Think about that. How some of these foods actually come about. Somebody actually looked at a squid and was like, you know what? I bet that's good.
Right.
Come on.
Let's roll it up into little pellets and sell it.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
No, so but like the musket rat, like in Asia, right? They
Musket rat.
They got good.
whatever the fucking whatever animal they eat it. They can't digest the beans, and the beans they poop it out. It's like corn to them, you know. And then it's the actual roast that's come the digestive system in there from the rat makes it a great coffee. I don't know, probably the
don't
same
drink
thing.
I'm not drinking.
But
coffee.
cat, I think they digest the beans. I don't
Yeah.
know.
They feed them like something, and they
poop it out.
I'm not
I
doing
don't
it.
trust no coffee drinker at this point.
Not gonna be able to do.
Hey everybody, hi users. I mean viewers. I say users.
Wow.
Ostrich burger, yeah. It's and a deer. Have you had deer?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah,
It's-
that's like
My cousin, I need to hit him up in Delaware about some deer sausage now. So
that's a fancy, right?
yeah.
Yep,
That deer, if you don't cook it right, it's pretty gamey, especially
See,
the wild boar.
But my dad, my grandmother, they had a recipe for it to where they would actually take the gaminess out by having it soak in different types of soda. So the carbonation and the
you don't taste
caramel
the
within the
gaminess?
coat, you wouldn't taste it. So they would have that marinating for like 24 hours, pour it off, pour some more on it, and then cook it so it also tenderizes too. Yeah, so they were doing it with orange soda, ginger ale, grape, and Coca-Cola. And they were making a killing with it.
Oh wow, yeah. No, I mean the deer was good. It was like really well. It tastes good. But you could taste like, oh, it's pretty gamey if you don't fix it right.
That's enough
And
for me.
goat too. I love eating
No,
goat.
goat is good.
Curry goat.
Goat is good the way we prepare it in the Philippines, but it smells. It's fucking gamey as fuck.
Really?
Mm.
Live, we cook in Texas. I have a plumber friend. He is Filipino, but he grew up in Guam, and for whatever reason, he is in San Angelo, Texas, in Goodfellows, smack West Texas, small. Anyways, he has a friend who owns deers and goats and chickens, so he has fucking livestock in the back of his house to cook. Chicken, deer, pig,
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
and goat.
We got livestock too.
You ain't
There's
got
some
Yeah.
wild turkeys back there. Hey, let me
Wild
catch,
turkey
let
and
me catch,
deer.
let me
Mister
catch,
chase them all the time.
let me catch one of them turkeys though. I'm gonna catch one of them slipping.
Are we
Yeah,
gonna see?
yeah.
Are we gonna see you on the Beltway news saying, "Hey, a wild turkey chased y'all down"?
No, I'll lick a shot in his butt.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
So
So
you-
the next day.
that movie that I was thinking about is called The Bucket List with
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman and what is this?
Mm.
Because they actually drunk the coffee on that. Jack Nicholson.
Dude, there is a cat farm for cat coffee.
I can't.
How serious? Okay, this is the first time I've ever heard this, so I'm very
Like
curious.
Kobe cow, Kobe.
Yeah, yeah. Cavett Cat Farm.
Yeah.
Civet Cat Farm. Well, I don't know what it's called.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the original, the more famous one is the Kopi Luwak coffee out of Asia. You look it up there. Kopi Kopi Luwak coffee. And I've tried it in Japan. It's pretty good. It's just they can't digest the coffee, so the coffee bean comes out, and it's whatever they do. And
Oh, okay. Question. So do they
fermented.
Scrape
It's fermented in their intestines. Fuck,
okay.
I
So
don't know.
do they scrape the other bowel remnants off of it? Just process the bean, or they just process the whole thing as just
No. They take the fecal matter out.
How do we know that?
Right.
Well, you don't know that, but you kind of no. Well, basically, it's fermented in their whatever enzymes and shit they have in their stomach makes it different. Comes out in poop, and then they wash the beans of the fecal matter, and then they make the coffee bean.
So how do you tell somebody that's your job? You tell them you're a barista or a veterinary assistant or yeah, you know what I'm saying? I watch Dookie all day. You're in sanitation.
But
Sanitation.
think about it though. People eat chitlins. That's gross too,
They
right?
gotta clean it.
We eat
But they
all the
clean
pig.
that. They clean.
How can you clean intestines? How do you do that? You can't.
Dude,
Yeah, you clean it with
I've
other
s-
vegetables.
No.
Yeah, no, they take
I've seen chitlins cooking in a pot that didn't have a smell to them because they had onions and potatoes in it.
yeah.
Oh, you gotta
Same
put
thing
the
with tripe.
best doo
Same
baby.
thing. Tripe is just stomach.
Yeah.
Put that on
Line.
the spirit.
They cook that too without a smell. The whole kitchen was just good. You're like, man, how you do that?
Yeah.
It's called kitchen chemistry. I can't tell you.
It is. We eat all the pig, the whole motherfucking pig, intestines, brain,
Rooted to the tutor.
the skin, everything. The skin is the best part. The crispy skin. They call it lechon here in
The crackling.
Philippines. Yeah. Ooh.
Snout the trout.
Yeah.
It's enough.
Well, anyways, going back to the coffee.
Yeah.
I think we should order cat poop coffee.
Who?
You.
We.
Not the way these gas prices is. No sir.
Right.
No sir. Can't dirt.
Speaking of gas prices, what's everybody's gas prices looking like? Over here, it's like $4.89. What is it over where you're at?
We were like busting almost $7 per gallon. There's some 6, some 5 on base, 5 something, almost $6. But I've seen these prices for fucking decades. I don't know, man. It's up and down. I don't know. I can't tell you what's going on, man. The reasonable reasoning is the corporations, these oil companies are fucking gouging like they're taking advantage, and no regulations, no law is prohibiting them from adding an extra $2, $3, $4, $5 extra to their gas prices.
And the thing about it, the barrel of gas hasn't even went up that much. It's still
Yeah,
at
yeah.
105. And it's
So-
been, but it's been at 105 during the pandemic, and the prices were not this high.
Yeah.
So, and I really think that like the having the coronavirus was just a quick scare tactic, just to kind of
Yeah.
test society,
Yeah.
and now they go in full extreme.
There
during
is
during the holidays where people do a lot of traveling.
exactly. Yeah. You know, same with the airlines. Why does it fucking how many miles from Japan to Philippines and Japan to fucking New York? Why is it cheaper to go to New York? It's more expensive to go to the Philippines. It's because they can charge those. It's same with the airlines. They can overcharge during the season. They can overcharge during an epidemic. And they don't give a fuck. There is no saying, oh, we're going to charge an extra 200 or 300% above the actual cost of what it would to, you know, fly, whatever, or for gas. So
Because it's cheaper for me to go to Jamaica from here than it is to fly with it where you are for it.
Wow.
Round
so
trip.
so how's that regulated with airlines where it's all across the board? So
What they've been doing is actually canceling a lot of the flights lately. And so because they said it's like they're not flying a little bit of people, they want to fly, they want to maximize the planes now. But we are also in a pandemic. It's no, like the bigger planes, like Delta is being now. So yeah.
Spirit, you got to bring your own jumper cables.
pretty much, man. So, you want some peanuts? No, you can buy some peanuts.
Right.
Like,
These are peanuts we had from the last flight. All they did was just suck the salt off. You can pass them down though.
yeah, motherfucker, like I ain't putting no money. I'll go hungry for the next 45
They don't
minutes.
give you napkins. They give you paper towels. Pass them down.
One in that single ply.
how much is a peanut and soda? Like really? Yeah.
Trash.
And you gotta remember when you ride these budget airlines too, like you gotta add your bags. Like fuck. It's like, oh, it's $45 to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Not including your bag. So what the fuck am I gonna carry
Okay,
from here to
buy
Las
some
Vegas?
too.
You have to pay for the seat
You have
too.
to pay for the seat too.
And
Yes.
if your leg room is by an exit and they charge like an extra
Exactly.
$5-10 for that.
Exactly.
Like, bro, really? That's what we doing?
Yeah,
Okay.
Chicago even shut down the airport for a while, like almost up to 19 hours, almost 24 hours now. People can't even fly to Chicago right now.
Really?
This price gouging is just as bad as like when they have natural disasters and stuff like that throughout the nation. I've seen when some people are fleeing, like a tornado or a hurricane or something like that. You got different gas stations and stuff like that. They throw an extra few dollars on there per gallon, or they're charging you some outlandish price just for water. I mean, it's pathetic.
Everybody price gouges. It's just right now, people and the media are making it more of an attention grabber. For you to talk about, hey man, look about the gas. But everything else is upcharged. Listen, water is free. I'm gonna say it again.
If you
Water is free.
go to Costco and a bottle of water at 25 cents, right?
Yeah.
If you go to like just a regular store and they charging just for a bottle of water because it's cold and outside the package, they want like almost $2. And I'm like, if Costco can sell it for 25 cents, you know, come on.
Water is free. But we don't think we don't take a second or a minute to think about why am I gonna buy water? I'll just fill up my water can or water thermo, put water in there. Water's free.
Yeah.
And you can buy those filters, right? The Britannia, whatever, the fucking, and just fill the water jug and all that.
Yeah. You can even get some that's put directly onto your kitchen sink too.
Exactly.
Osmosis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Water's
Chicken
free.
livers are good, unique.
Yeah. Unique saying, hey, buy an electric scooter. Fuck them bass prices. Yeah, but you know what? not exactly a great idea, but
How far you go?
You
for
can't
the environment,
tell
it's
the
not good.
truth. Come on, Floyd. Tell the truth. You cannot have a scooter in California. There is way too much freeway for a scooter. Trust me on that
What
one.
about the weather though? You know, if it's cold, if you're doing that in Maryland, you ain't gonna make it through the winter.
Oh no, you're gonna have snot sickles for
Yeah.
real in the wintertime.
Snot-sickles?
Yeah.
In the wintertime, you're gonna be done. You're gonna get to work and you're gonna have a whole stalactite hanging out your face.
Yeah. No, San Diego, you just
Mm-mm.
can't walk around here in the neighborhoods here. We're spread out. It's not like New York or Chicago or or even Tokyo, where you could actually take the transportation and it's transportation friendly. Now here in California, can't do that. So everybody got to drive. Not everybody has the fortunate where they work and live like 5 minutes away from their job. So
Mhm.
everything's 30 minutes, 20, and you don't want to. Yeah. Raise your hand. Have you ever ridden the bus?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even one time rode a Greyhound bus from Maryland to Louisiana. Oh yeah, that was interesting. Very interesting. Layover in Atlanta. That was even more interesting. Yeah, yeah. I told you I'm an ordinary dude with an extraordinary lifestyle. I done seen some mess.
Yeah.
Woo, bro.
Yeah.
Woo.
I got robbed at a bus stop. That was a long time.
What?
Yeah, because
Was it
you
in
know,
Baltimore?
yeah, in Baltimore. But it was going to high school, and in high school, well, actually, in the city schools, we all get bus passes
Yeah.
because we go to school. So those are pretty much free to us. But I guess people really wanted their bus passes. But at the time, I had a really cool jacket. So what I used to do, because I knew people were trying to rob people for bus passes, I kept the bus passes behind my jacket, but had the ticket that I was going to use for the day in my front pockets.
Mm.
So they were pretty much running pockets that day, and I was like, "Well, that's all I got." So
What kind of jacket did you have?
I can't remember. It was some old jacket, but it was like almost like a windbreaker.
It wasn't a
Oh.
members only jacket, was it?
No,
Starter jacket?
no, it was
Michael Jackson zip jacket?
no, it wasn't leather. Because I don't know why my mom thought it was cool to get leather jackets, but people were robbing people for leather jackets back then. So
Yeah.
leather wasn't my thing. It was a windbreaker. It was like
Mm.
a blue and white windbreaker. I love that jacket, but things happen.
Yeah, the jacket wasn't worth all that.
No,
Knock on wood. I've never got robbed, man. Never.
You never got robbed at a dice game or nothing?
Never got robbed, man.
I've never gotten robbed either.
I got robbed when I wasn't even around. I mean, I've had people just actually take stuff out of my vehicle or something like that. But
oh yeah.
yeah,
I mean, let me take it back. I've gone robbed of my love.
Emotional
This guy.
damage.
Um,
But you were wearing your feelings on your sleeve, that's why.
yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, I do. That's another story. All right, Anthony, are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right, sir.
All right, everybody. So let's go on and jump right on into it. I actually posted a meme recently which says, "Money only impresses lazy girls. When a woman works hard, a man with money is just a bonus, not a ladder to upgrade." Now, I want you to think about that as I read this particular passage called "The Wisdom of Winning" by Mike Murdoch. It is a book series as part of like a Christianity, like more of a Christian view on life. And one of the but one of the parts on here is called "Children Learn. Through you, your children learn to laugh or criticize, rebel or cooperate, take or give. You stand at their crossroads. You are their signpost. You are their source of education and spiritual things. The mentality of the unbelieving dad still stuns me. How can a man hug his child and say, 'I love you,' then never help that child serve Christ, but watch him go to hell?" tragic ignorance. But whoso shall often one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a milestone were a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. This is Matthew 18:6. So this goes back to, again, this book is Wisdom of Winning by Mike Murdoch. But I wanted to use that to couple with the meme that I saw, is because yes, it is Father's Day, but also it's that, fathers bring how they should treat a woman, how their children are going to see how they treat their partner. And had to change it to partner because we're also in times now, but to understand that the youth, and no matter, even if it's just a youth, but it's somebody that is around us in our lives that are watching how we move and operate, not just directly, but also indirectly. So you can have an impact on somebody's life by just with a kind gesture. And again, when it comes to money, you want to bring this back to money because, it's about that wallet. So we want to look at, how do we actually talk about money in our lives? How do we actually encourage someone to uplift them and not be jealous? These are the things I want you to think about as you go about your day. And also think your dad. Think about those moments when the male figure in your life has actually took you under their wing, even for just a small moment, to talk about their finances. How are they operating with their finances? Even though they might not talk about how much they make, are they actually helping out someone, or are they actually hurting someone? And what can you learn from that? And that's what I want to leave for you today. My name is Anthony from the About That Wallet show, podcast, whatever you want to call it. And so make sure you do follow me at About That Wallet.
All right, all right, all right. Well, happy Father's Day, everybody out there once again. Yeah, I think it goes both ways. Mom, mother, the responsibilities of saying, and family and friends too. Like, how can you say you love somebody and watch them fall? But I think a lot of people do help, throughout their journey, throughout their adventure, and then sometimes you just get tired of, I got my own shit. I mean, it comes down to that. It's like I'm stressing my whole day because my kid is a mess. I'm sorry, just a hot mess, and I don't know what else I can do. I've tried everything, and so I don't think people initially want to abandon. You know what I'm saying? Their son or their daughter or their father or mother because
Well, you're
because
not
I
necessarily saying like father. You say it a father figure or
yeah, father figure,
something
yeah.
or something like that.
It's hard to be a father figure all the time, but you should always let them know that I'm here. I'm willing to help you, but man, some people just they're lost. What
Some
do you
people
do?
expect stuff, like expect, but I mean, you can always like be there and give advice, and some people are just chronic strugglers,
Yeah.
and they're not. I mean, for years and years and years, it's like historically they haven't done anything about it, and no matter what you tell them or what you share with them, and how much you help them,
Yeah.
sometimes they're just it starts to really weigh on you. So
Me personally, I think I have pretty good patience with people a lot of times. But
Mm.
my thing is, a lot of times where my patience grows thin is where, okay, so you told me about a situation or problem. Okay, I'm with you. Whether you right or wrong or indifferent, you right or wrong,
Yeah.
me, loyalty is everything. So
Yeah.
if you're wrong, I'm gonna tell you you're wrong, and we're gonna laugh about it at the end.
Mm.
If you're right, I'm gonna say, yeah, I would have did the exact same thing. Then we're gonna laugh about it and move in with our day. But
Hmm.
if you tell me a problem more than twice, then I'm gonna like, okay, well, you really don't want a solution. You're doing the
Mm.
exact same thing over and over and over again. So you really don't want a solution, but you want to complain about it. So I have to distance myself because I'm results oriented. I got to see results on something. So I think about the logistics of things first before I act upon it. And then again, sometimes I overthink, but at the same time, I was like, okay, well, this is how I solve this problem. This is how I get this done. So I need to get this done because I have people that are relying on me. And if they're relying on me and you want to siphon some of that reliability from me for your own personal gain, then we got a problem.
I think some people want the empathy versus the solution.
Yeah.
Right.
Or they want sympathy instead of that empathy.
Yeah. The empathy, the sympathy, whatever, you know, like when you overshare on Facebook, right? Like
that ain't nobody's business. No.
Yeah. Like my husband left me.
Probably because you talk too much.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oversharing. Hey, I was guilty back in the day when social media was new. I used Facebook like my blogger, you know, like my diary and shit. So
I got up this morning, had the bubble guts, and you know, people put statuses up there like that. That's unnecessary.
Or people putting up there, or what they have at Thanksgiving. We all had the same thing. Shut up. We know that. Stop. We know
it's
that.
time for those paper plate images.
Yeah. But I think going back to Anthony about saying I love you, but you don't help them. There's a lot of people who do that, but then there's a lot of people, a good portion of people who've done that over and over again. And then someday, man, you just gotta learn. You gotta learn through life. Prime example, you know, without saying names here, I have a high school friend. She was a teacher. She has one daughter, 2 kids, I believe. I mean, bright future. And I don't know her whole story, but now she's homeless. At a supermarket just down the road from me. And I haven't seen her, but my friends have seen her. And she chose drugs over, I don't know if it's drugs also included, but mental illness, whatever. And I know her sisters, I know her brothers, I know her family and her friends, and I'm sure they've done a lot of things to help her, but she's there, homeless. How many homeless?
I had this conversation with my mother earlier today. We were talking about people that were on drugs, and I used to say things, you know, like, oh, he just crackhead and stuff like that. But then I had a friend, rest his soul. He said to me one day, because he was, you know, on drugs, and he said, Carla, he said some people, he said, they self-medicate and they don't know what they're getting into when they get into stuff like that. And you know, if it's mental illness and they're just, you know, they're trying something for the first time and they get strung out, it's not always, I chose this life. You know, somebody possibly could have helped her out, but you know.
Yeah, and at the same time, it's levels to it. To me, it's level to it. I mean, you can help somebody as much as you possibly can, but if they don't accept it, and if they don't really buy into what you're saying too, they're just asking you just because, but if they don't fully buy into it, then it's like you didn't say anything to them at all. I mean, it's tough. And at the same time, you giving them that advice because you don't want to see them go down a bad path. But then when you see them not taking that advice, that kind of frustrates you. Look, man, I was just basically talking to a wall, and you think your solution is at a bottom of a pill bottle or the bottom of a alcohol bottle or something like that, or something even worse. So I mean, it's tough to
but
deal
if they're
with.
clinically depressed, or if there's something going on clinically, it's kind of hard to like actually, you know, it's different case by case, I would say.
I don't want to say this lightly, and I don't take me wrong for saying it. You know, people sometimes are just weak-minded, right? They can't take the pressure, they can't take the challenge, they can't take the depression, they can't take the sadness, they can't take the point of failure, and they use alcohol and drugs to like, oh, I feel better, you know, I feel like I don't forget everything. I've done drugs. Don't tell me wrong. I've done drugs, but I never got addicted to it.
So my thing is it?
I've drank.
Kind of like what Carla said. Is it really weak-mindedness, or is it just lack of self-esteem?
Or not even lack of self-esteem. I mean, if you really get into depression, well, you don't want to get into depression, but if you really, you know the textbook definitions of bipolarism, so many different things. I mean, I realize that we have so much like undiagnosed mental illness in my family that a lot of people should be on medication, but instead they're out there doing whatever. But there's so many different things when it comes to mental illness. It's such a rabbit hole. So I wouldn't say weak-minded, because weak-minded it's not fair to like some people. You know, when you know. But
I didn't want to say. I was trying to say it in a way, like mentally strong, and like they said, it differs for everybody, because maybe hormonally, chemically in your brain is just wired differently. So like, for example, people who have OCD, doesn't mean they're weak-minded. They just like, you gotta lock the door, and it bothers them that you don't lock. Say like, you don't lock the door.
And can I just say I have OCD, but what is OCD? Because there's so many things when it comes to OCD. Like, I have a thing where I will chew the inside of my mouth, like the inside of my cheek or whatever. There's people that do so many different things, and people think OCD is like, oh, I gotta bleach everything down or something like that. I'll go on sprees sometime and do stuff like that. But I mean, OCD can mean so many things.
I mean, I understand.
To the point to where I want everybody to be safe, so I'm constantly checking to make sure doors are locked. I try to be. To me, OCD is also a way of being proactive towards things. So that's how I see the way I act on certain things. So if she tells me something like, "Oh yeah, I went out to the front door today" or whatever, so the back of my mind, I'm listening to what she's saying, but the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, the front door locked. I know this is supposedly a safe neighborhood, but I don't want nobody looking in here. I don't want no surprises. I don't want nobody walking in the door and just saying, "Hey, I'm here," or something turn up missing and grow legs, because then I'm gonna have a problem, and then I'm gonna do what I need to do. So it's just me. My OCD is me being proactive from a safety standpoint.
Be safe. Right.
I mean, could you look at it also from the environment? Because one of my friends was telling me, was like, living in the city to living in the county is completely different, because you look at certain things. And also, like, in the city, you have to pretty much triple check your car doors are locked. Some nights I forgot, and my car was checked several times, to the point where they actually took my change tray. I was upset. But they pretty much went through everything in my car, and more than one time. So it was like, just kind of one of those things now, even though moving to the county, it's just kind of like one of those still things that I check.
A habit of just like, disappearing.
And there's nothing wrong with that. To me, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I still have a mentality to where, okay, crime is everywhere. I don't care where you go or where you claim to be. Crime will show up one way or another. I'm not going to be caught slipping. I refuse to be a victim. That's just me. My sister told us after the fact. She told us later, I got up, walked out my house, because she stays in Virginia. She walked outside of my house, and somebody was sleeping in my car. Excuse me?
Wow.
What? I'd have woke him up with a 9mm. Real talk. I mean, just stuff like that. I'm like, come on, man. That ain't cool. How do you not know whose car it is and you just get in and go to sleep? No, not on my watch.
I think mental health is so elaborate, and it's hard to pinpoint just one thing, and stuff that, and disorders of the mind. Like, why do I think this way? Why do I feel this way? How come I can't get over this? Why is the behavioral? Why is behavior, like, for example, someone always gets beat up, whatever reason, just like they get beat up. Now they're scared of people, right? They're scared of, dating, or scared of being alone or whatever, because of like past experiences. Every guy or every girl I was with, they beat me up, whatever. And so it's just like a learned behavior, paranoid. And now that turns into their mental health, right?
That makes you wonder what happened in their household when they were growing up too. Did somebody do that to one of their parents, and they assume that that's part of life? And being a father figure, you have to instill worth within your children. You have to. And I'll be damned if I'm gonna just sit back and just let my daughter just go through whatever. It don't work like that.
Man, I don't know, but I feel you. It's hard. It's hard to. There's no one way of fixing mental health in America or in the world. Period.
Right.
And
I think it should
also,
be. I think it should be taught in schools. I feel like
yeah,
they're talking about all these other different things that they're trying to put into schools. I think that should be in schools.
That's
yeah,
part of
yeah.
it. To me, that's part of it. Just because your brain sees things differently doesn't mean it's a problem. Just because you see things differently doesn't mean that you're worse than somebody else.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Different
That's
does
true.
not mean a bad thing. I mean, me
Yeah.
personally, when I was in high school, there was only certain kids that I actually gravitated to, and they were the ones that were in my neighborhood. So I was familiar with them, and we all walked to school at the same time. So if me personally, if I didn't have anything in common with them, like homeroom or something like that, chances are I really didn't speak to them because number one, I don't know them, and people take things any kind of way. So I'm like, okay, so I don't really know them. I don't know what they will get offended by. So I just keep to myself. And just because I didn't fit in, I'm okay with that. I don't fit in now, and I'm okay with that. I'm good. But at the same time, I'm able to make people feel comfortable in their own skin because I try to be as non-judgmental as possible. So
I try to, but in my mind, I'm judging you. No, yeah, I'm gonna tell you if you don't know me by now, I've learned to shut down. Really, because I have an anger issue. I just get mad, whatever for whatever reason. If I'm
Really?
annoyed,
you
I get mad
been
because
rapping.
I get mad because I get annoyed or I'm out of I'm out of my element,
I've
or
never seen
frustrated.
that ever.
So
Ever.
I shut down. I shut down. I want to tell you straight up. It's part of my anxiety and PSD. I shut down. But the problem with me is I don't come back. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, if there's a problem at work and they say, okay, you know what? We're all angry. We're emotionally high right now. We're all different levels. Let's take a break, walk away, clear our heads, and come back. That's kind of me versus trying to talk our way through situations and challenges. But I don't know. I have a sense of shutting down when you having problems. Like I don't like problems. I'm gonna tell you the truth right now. If you can tell me, but after that, I probably won't talk to you again after that. Because you're always constantly having issues and problems. Like I want to help
Yeah.
you, but I get emotionally involved really fast.
Right.
So,
I try to
so they
save you,
just,
try to help you.
Kid Mango, let me ask you this. So they just burning up your tourmaline, huh?
Yeah, pretty much, man. Pretty
They
much.
just using it all up. You can't even recharge it until they come out
I'll
with
be like,
something
I'll be
else.
sleeping. I put the tourmaline right on my forehead like this.
He looking like Vision
Boom.
with a gemstone in his forehead.
I got the U2 high frequency healing, like motherfucker, go sleep. No, I just have a tendency to. I don't know, man. I just want peace.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just want peace. I want to be mad for the second and then move on. I don't like to dwell. Does
yeah.
not mean It does not mean that I'm not thinking about it in my mind. I just don't like to talk about it over and over and over again. That makes sense to you guys?
Yep.
Yeah,
I
oh,
just
definitely. Yeah, you need results. But me, I'm
and
like, look, I'm 50. I'm trying to get into heaven. I ain't trying to hear no
yeah,
BS. Man, stop.
because when I was younger, I'd love to get involved and help. Like I thought I was Superman, and I think I worked at youth programs for a bit, and oh man, it was emotionally draining, man.
Captain
'Cause you-
Sable.
Yeah,
You don't want to be saved. Don't save her.
no, man. I think Kevin Hart said it best. He said his dad. Kevin Hart said his dad was an asshole. He made bad choices. He was not the father that I needed when I was younger, but I'm not the person I am today without him. And now that I have money, now that I have the stuff that I forgive him. I can't forgive him for everything, but Dad, here's your house.
So
Dad, here's
forget
your.
when he was broke.
He was broke as a motherfucker. He was on drugs and all that shit. Until
Well,
Kevin
that's-
Hart said, Kevin Hart has a good relationship now with his dad now because he's
Yeah,
old
because his
now.
dad was doing the hula hoop.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he wearing pants with no drawers.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he said that people go through a journey, right or wrong, and they do it, man. So fuck it.
That's what he said.
You gonna learn today.
You gonna learn today.
You gotta learn today. Talk with your chest.
Just say it with
Anyways,
your chest.
Say you want a dog, man. It's a police
yeah,
dog.
fathers wrong or right. I mean, we all have their choices during the time you're a father with that kid growing up. But I think also at the end of the day, we're all human. We make mistakes, but it's never too late to try to fix it, your relationship with your family or your kid. But I hope you recognize it sooner than later, right?
Mm.
And sometimes words don't help, but being present helps.
Mm.
Just be there. Graduation, promotions, birthdays. You don't have to buy things all the time. You don't have to say everything right the whole time. Just be there, be present.
I think it's also partaking in some of the things that they like to do too.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll get in my little cocoon, and I gotta get out of my cocoon and just experience other things, whether I understand it or not. I need to take the time and actually learn it. It's things that she's interested in. Okay,
Yeah.
get into
Yeah.
it. Might learn
So if Carla likes cat poop, coffee.
not not about
Emotional, damn it.
not about this wallet. No sir. It might be squirrel poop because there's a whole bunch of them outside.
Yeah. All right.
Like this.
Well, yeah. All right. So Carla D3 had a adventure happen. Do you guys want to share what happened over?
Adventure?
Was that Saturday? Saturday? Sunday? It was Saturday. It was Saturday.
It was
Last Friday.
Friday night.
That's
last Friday night.
Friday.
June
Friday night.
10th around 11 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, a guy. These kids ran a red light, and I call them kids. They look young. I don't really talk about short people like that, but they look young, right?
Yeah. I think they were in their 20s or so.
Yeah.
Were they European American?
No, they were. One was black, and one was maybe Asian.
I'm not exactly
I'm not
sure.
exactly sure, but
Not sure. Or
he wasn't
Latino.
white.
I don't
He
know.
wasn't black.
Not sure.
Yeah.
Mm.
So they were lovers.
But
Okay.
yeah, we were going through we were in North Carolina, and we were going through a green light, and they smashed into us. So at the same time, fight or flight kicks in. So a little bit of both at the same time, and they actually hit on my wife's side. So the first thing that popped in my head is, okay, do I smell smoke? I smelled the actual powder that came along with the
So it smells like smoke.
yeah, it kind of smells like smoke, but with the airbags and everything like that, smelled that. And the first thing that popped out of her mouth was, we need to get out of here. So she was saying what I was already thinking. And so we were on that wavelength, and we both got out at the same time, and we just hugged each other for a few minutes just to process everything. So
Well, he pulled me out because I couldn't get out on my side.
yeah, so she had to
I couldn't get out of my seatbelt. I was like, he was in shock.
Yeah.
So this was a four-way stop.
Yeah.
You're already in the middle
The actual intersection. Yeah.
intersection. Four ways, or
Yeah.
so 4 ways. You're right. You're pretty much right in the middle of the center of the thing. So it's already green.
Right.
The car smashes the passenger side.
Yeah, the passenger side, but luckily, I mean, Lord willing, it actually hit the right side fender and the wheel, and it didn't hit her straight on as a straight on
Gotcha.
T-bone.
It hit right before the door, right?
Right before the door. So where your legs, so it kind of on
That's
the
probably why
dashboard,
I
where the
kept getting out
dashboard
of
would
my-
be.
Right.
The dashboard would be, yeah. Okay.
So she didn't have any broken glass or anything like that, because the airbag only comes down halfway of the window. So luckily, she didn't have any metal or any broken glass protruding into her, which was a good thing.
So both airbags deployed.
All of them.
All of them deployed, and they beat the shit out of
all
me.
4 of them. They undefeated. Trust
Yes,
me.
they are undefeated,
They undefeated.
definitely.
They swing for your head, man.
Yes.
Wow.
No, I still have hissing in my ears, ringing in my ears. I had a concussion, or have a concussion, or whatever. But let me tell you, Maryland, don't ever go to patient worst.
Do the sound effect, bruh.
Hello, I got you.
Man, bruh.
Don't ever go.
Patient first is
Trash.
hot garbage. They trash can juice.
Yeah.
For real.
So anyway, Carla, I ended up in an ambulance going to Duke Hospital.
Excuse me. Ambulance
Ambulance.
with a P.
I was an ambulance. So we got, we kind of got separated because he had to stay. He stayed behind. All the while he was jacked up too. But anyway, I had the most going on.
Mm-hmm.
So they took me to Duke Hospital, one of the best hospitals in life. Well, not in life, but in the United States or whatever. So we were there, but I was there for like a long time. So we ended up leaving.
3 hours.
Yeah, we ended up leaving Duke Hospital. And so we was like, well, we want to get back to Maryland because I just want to get back to the hotel, just go to sleep. I was emotionally just trashed. I was hurting, but then at the same time, it's just like, I just want to get home. I'm just thinking about my daughter. I'm thinking about the dog. I'm thinking about like our life and just think about everything. Like, oh my God, what if that had happened and we were gone and there's just Ariel? Yeah, sure, she has money, but she doesn't have us. So I'm just like thinking like all these crazy things. But anyway, we get back here. We go to patient first.
Big shout out to our cousin Iris who gave us a ride back.
Iris.
Yeah.
Iris.
She was in the chat too. And big shout out to my young brother Corey. They were in the chat too, so they're tuning in.
Yeah, Iris got us back. Iris and was it Robbie? Bobby?
I think so. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. My bad.
Iris,
he's cool though.
Iris and your friend, they got us back to Maryland safely, and we appreciate it. We just wasn't ready to drive again because our car wasn't drivable, of course. And so anyway, back to patient first. They tell me I have a concussion. They tell me I have this, that, all this stuff going on. Okay, cool. So the next day they call us back and they said, we got, the radiologist actually went over your x-rays and they told him that his foot was broke. His ankle was broke.
Yeah, first when I was there, they said I had a fracture by looking at the x-ray. Yeah. So it said it's an avulsion fracture. Yeah. So part of the fracture itself would basically the bone had peeled up a little bit, which was causing the swelling. Then they called me back the next day and said, no, you don't have a fracture. And it's just swollen. Like,
so he ended up going to orthopedics. When he went to orthopedics, they told him that, well, what it was, he has arthritis in his foot.
Oh, okay.
And that the impact caused the tissue around it, the bone to hit bone, and the tissue around it, became really inflamed. That's why he was limping and all that other kind of stuff. So,
but no part of the car hit you, D3, right? It was just the airbag that pushed you to the right.
It's just the airbag. I mean, I was, be honest with you, I was pretty much besides my ankle and a scrape I had on my left leg. I mean, that was pretty much all I had
from the airbag.
So
the airbag was up here, but it's like part of my leg actually hit the bottom part of the vehicle on the inside.
Gotcha.
I don't know how I got this. I still have the egg on my ankle, so not. But anyway, I still have that there. But they called me the next day and they said, well, the radiologist went over your x-rays and you have a malformation of the spine.
Spina bifida, which they diagnose in newborns.
Right.
I was like, lady, if you don't get off my phone.
That's what we doing?
Spina bifida?
Come on, man.
Okay, so of course we went.
Should have been better saying scurvy.
Professionals. we went to orthopedics. And he told me, no, you have degenerative disc disease. And from the impact, of course, any of the impact would make things flare up. So, but the concussion is definitely real, and I still do have the terrible ringing in my ears. I have really bad headaches. I get nauseous, all that kind of stuff with a bad concussion. My eyesight.
Yeah.
So.
And then not to mention the anxiety of being in a vehicle too that goes along with it.
So yeah, I'm still sore, but I mean, we're alive and well, and we just don't have our other car right now, but that's okay because it can be replaced.
Yeah.
So,
it will be replaced.
It will be replaced. Yes.
How fast do you think the other car was going?
Oh, they was going more than the speed limit.
I'm not sure. I think the speed limit was like 45, but I mean, when I actually glanced over, they were right there, so I really couldn't tell.
So basically, they did not brake at all.
At all.
Oh no, we broke them. We broke them. So them hitting us slowed them down. Yeah.
Without really looking at it, I feel like they weren't looking. The driver wasn't looking.
Yeah.
He couldn't have been paying
Yeah.
attention.
Because
And
you
they
know what
got
I'm
out
saying.
about it. They said their knees was hurting.
You could tell like if they break it, you could probably hear it for a few seconds. But if they weren't their foot on the gas, they weren't looking.
They
Yeah,
weren't looking. They couldn't have been looking.
So they were looking at the phone, pretty much.
maybe so.
And y'all, if y'all see my Instagram and my TikTok, I was bad as shit that night. I was, feeling myself. I was like, oh, got my little glitter and everything, and we was looking good.
Yeah, yeah.
If that happened,
White on and everything.
yeah,
I know,
and
right?
that happened, and I just told the ambulance driver, I said, I'm sorry about all the glitter. She said, oh, trust me. She was like, your glitter ain't nothing compared to what's usually on this.
Okay.
But all in all, I'm definitely grateful. Whatever happens when it comes to the insurance and all that other BS, we're kind of over it.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, I'm thinking with
We
all
have
of
a
this,
lawyer.
yeah, with all this going on between Maryland and North Carolina and stuff like that too, I think that not to tell you your business or anything, Anthony, I think that could be a definite topic on your podcast is as far as like different types of insurance and what do you need to do as far as certain things that happen with either an accident in a different state.
Mhm.
Or, I mean, what do you need to do? Do you hire
Yeah.
a lawyer in that state that you're not a resident of?
Mhm.
And what do you do as far as lawyers that deal specifically with you paying up front or them paying with the settlement? Because with the settlement, they talk about 1/3 of what you're supposed to
Ooh,
get.
that's actually a good topic. Do we have any insurance agents out there for auto insurance that kind of have? I do have a cousin,
Alonzo
Bob.
does insurance.
Yeah,
Bob has
right.
Yeah,
And
Alonzo
Bob-
does insurance.
Lonzo's tuning in too. Appreciate you,
Yeah.
big bro.
Yeah.
Bob.
So, yeah.
Bob is farmer's insurance. He's been in the. It's passed down from his mom and dad. So
Yeah.
These mofos had Dairyland. You hear me?
They had Dairyland Insurance.
Dairyland.
I thought
Dairyland.
it
Is it
was
like
out
a-
of Wisconsin or something.
Is it like a dairy farm that's really big down there?
Dairyland. When
I
I
don't-
researched
I don't
it,
know.
it said that Dairyland is known for high risk drivers. I was like, so these little bitches done did this before. That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know.
thinking. And he works at the Ford dealership. The little dude does. But
So I really don't know what's going on with them, but I know that the coverage that we have was good. So we're
Yeah,
dealing
we
with
have
that,
it,
and
yeah.
then we've done all that we can do as far as our paperwork and everything like that with our insurance company. So we let go and we let God. That's it. We're done. We done what we need to do. We submitted all our information. We did what we supposed to do and just kept it pushing. So whatever happens, because no matter what, we're bigger than our circumstance, and we're
Yeah.
always going to land on our feet.
Yeah.
Ain't scared of nothing. I'm just not being arrogant or anything like that. It's like no matter what, we will conquer our situations. So and not just talking about us, that goes for everybody out there that's within an earshot. You're bigger than your situation. So no matter what you're going through, you have a supporting cast that's bigger than what's going on with you. We're here.
Well, I'll speak for everybody. We are glad that you are safe and sound. Being in an accident is not fun. And then and having injuries, I'm glad not something vital had happened to you. But now you got all that life stuff, insurance and whose fault and all that shit happened.
But I
You
do
got
want to say, shout out to Alonzo again. He does do life insurance, health, and annuities. So hit him up.
All right.
You don't have none of that stuff.
Give
It's
me
very
his
important.
give me his info. Now,
I'll get you. He would be a great person to have on the podcast.
6 degrees of separation. We all connected to somebody that knows something.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You don't have to have all the answers. You just got to know somebody who do.
Yes, sir. And that's why we're here. And of course, about that wallet with Coach Anthony. He has that. Is it you guys still doing that Wednesdays still?
yeah, I put it on pause because I needed a
His
mental
doctorate.
break.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was trying to apply for my doctorate. I already got denied by one school, so I gotta keep trying. So
Gotcha.
more schools
Gotcha.
to
Boy, hush your mouth.
you know, you get a lot of no's for the yes, and all we do is share the yeses. But
Yes,
I'll
sir.
be more transparent.
Yeah. Well, guys, happy Father's Day. Enjoy the rest of your night. Happy Juneteenth. I'll leave you guys with this. Life is not a series of meaningless accidents. When things are bound to happen, they surely will. And you are not an accident. And I was meant to know you. I was meant to know go through challenges that we have in life. That's called serendipity.
All right. Your favorite word.
Serendipity.
Unique.
Cat poop coffee. Let me know. Try it out. We'll do the cat poop challenge
Nah, I'm
next
good.
week.
No.
No. That'd be a no for me, dog.
All right, guys. D3, Carla, Coach Anthony. My name is DJ Kid Mango. We are Highway 54. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Good night.
All right, good night.
Finish my beer too.
We hope you enjoyed the show today. Do us a favor and click on the like button or share our podcast. Thanks for listening.